So what's it like to spend Thanksgiving in Costa Rica? Stay tuned to this episode of Costa Rica Story. Find out. So one of the most difficult things to get used to when you're living in Costa Rica and you've moved here from the United States, in my case, is how do you keep track of the year? Like back in the States, there was winter, which was cold, spring, warming up a little bit, summer, it can get hot, then fall, cooling off, taking you back into winter. That's the cycle that I had for my whole life. So when you move to Costa Rica, you don't have these drastic changes in temperature. There are changes in season, but they're more nuanced and more subtle. And it's more to do with the amount of rain you get, and also, in my case here in Novita, is the amount of tourists that are in the area. So it's Thanksgiving now, today's Thanksgiving, and the tourist season is just starting now because the rains are letting up, and that's when the tourists come, and it coincides with a lot of vacations back in the States. So the tourist population goes up quite a bit. So I've said before, I do like the rainy season, but it has been a really rough rainy season. So I'm looking forward to a little dry season, a little time to dry the ground out a little bit. So here it is. It's Thanksgiving, and back in the States, you know, I'd probably be watching the Macy's Day Parade and maybe some football, little get together with the family. And I'm not big on turkey. And anybody that's been watching this channel for any length of time won't be surprised to hear me say my favorite food for Thanksgiving is pizza. So, yeah, I know it's a cop-out, but that's me. Anyway, it's different here in Costa Rica because Costa Rica does not really celebrate Thanksgiving. Or they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Only if a Costa Rican has maybe a gringo friend, maybe they'll do something special for them. And some of the restaurants do have like Thanksgiving Day fare, like turkey and all the fixings and all that. I saw there's a few different restaurants that were doing that, but for the most part, it's not a real holiday here. A friend of mine in Golfito was looking for a turkey, and he went to his store and he found one. It was 75 bucks for the turkey. Granted, it was a big turkey, but I mean, it just seems like a lot of money for a bird. And you can find turkey here, you just have to hunt for it. It's not a common thing. It's just like they have a limited amount of it because they know there's gringos around, and once that's gone, that's it. So if you're here and you want turkey, you better plan far ahead of time. So an interesting thing happened to me this week. I had a couple of visitors that were kind of ringing in Thanksgiving for me. There was a couple of birds. They're kind of Costa Rica's version of the Thanksgiving Day turkey. It's related, of course, but I'll roll the footage of that at the end of this video. They were interesting. They're actually there again today. They were there eating palm fruit. So they're interesting birds because one would eat the palm fruit while the other one kind of stood guard to watch, and they would kind of alternate. That was pretty interesting, I thought. So they're really wary birds, so you can't get that awful close to them. But like, I got some footage of them eating, and I thought that was kind of apropos for Thanksgiving week here. that's all I got for this special Thanksgiving Day episode of Costa Rica Story. Make sure you like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to. Most importantly, tell a friend about this channel. Let them know Costa Rica Story is out there. Hasta luego.